Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this video is going to be why you should never settle for anything that is less than what you want and what you deserve. And I got a really good email the other day from a woman. She's actually in, looks like Zambia, Africa. I'm going to read this to you. She says, "Hey Coach, I'm a girl age 22 from Africa, Zambia. I just want to ask, is it wrong to have certain standards and qualities put up of what you want in a man?" She thinks that she should have a tall man who's all right looking, be able to support a family, not want a rich man, athletic, etc. Is it okay to have such standards, or is it being cold and picky? Is it also okay to ask to turn down a man who claims to truly love you, but you don't feel the same because you don't want to settle for less? Should we go for what we truly want or settle? And what if we never find what we want? Thank you. Those are some great questions, and it's interesting. I talked about in my book back when I was married, when I got married to my first wife. I loved her. She was a great girl, a lot of fun, but deep down, she wasn't exactly what I had always wanted. And I loved her, but I was not in love, and there's a huge difference. And so the question is should you ever settle? I mean, look, what are the consequences of settling? And it's not just with relationships, but also has to do with choosing a career or the people that you spend your time with in your life. And the thing that I've learned is that when you start to settle in a certain area of your life, in other words, you're kind of lowering the bar or lowering your standards or your expectations, it's going to spill over into other areas of your life. You're not going to be happy in relationships when you're dating somebody who just doesn't do it for you. It's a lot easier to show up and play full out in a relationship when you really want to be there, and the person that you're with also really wants you to be there with them. And so to answer your question, it's not picky. It's actually, if you want to be truly fulfilled in your relationships, and maybe someday if you decide to have children, you want to provide a good environment, a home environment to raise your kids where mom and dad are crazy and in love with each other. Not where mom and dad are just hanging out because this is the best that I could do and I didn't want to leave because I was afraid that I'd never find anybody else. When I was younger, and a big reason why I didn't break up with my ex-wife as opposed, back when we were dating, as opposed to going ahead and get married, was that my biggest fear was that if I left her and went on my own, that I would probably never find anybody else, or nobody would love me as much as her. And so for a period of time, that kept me in the relationship. And I know over the years, through all the different couples and people that I've talked to in my coaching practice, is that unfortunately, a lot of people, or actually the majority of people, tend to stay in relationships way longer than it's past time to get out of them. And so if you really want to be truly happy and fulfilled, you got to be with somebody that excites you. I mean, think about it. If it's time to write them a card or make them feel special, and you write something that comes from your heart because it's what you're feeling, it's going to have a much greater impact as opposed to you being with somebody who you really don't feel it for, and it's their birthday or it's a special day for them, and you're just writing a card and saying things in there that have no heart behind it. If you're going to go, what I've learned in life is that whether it's a career or an intimate relationship or a friendship or a business or something you want to do, unless you're doing what you really want to do and what your heart is compelling you to do, you're never going to be happy and you're never going to be fulfilled. So to answer your questions, don't settle for anything less. And, when I was younger, I didn't think that, like, if I lost this one person, that I'd be able to find somebody better. And what I've learned is that there's always another bus every 15 minutes. I mean, think about it. There's 6.5 billion people in the world. And it's the ratios are about 50-50. 50% women, 50% men. And so, I mean, you can't look at the world with a scarcity or a poverty mindset. I mean, the bottom line is some relationships are going to work out and some aren't. And if you're in a relationship or one's ended and it hasn't worked out, it's just look at it as an opportunity to grow. Look what you learned, and use those things to sit down and get very specific about the type of person that you want to attract in the future. And like I talk about in my book, is that you want to take time to write down exactly, specifically what you want. I mean, that's what I do when I'm go through periods where I'm single and I'm just thinking about what kind of relationship or what kind of person I'd like to attract into my life for my next relationship. I write all those things down. I'm very specific about it because you want to know what's important to you. Because think about it, if you're going to spend, especially your intimate relationships, 95% of your happiness, your misery is going to come from that one decision alone in life. And so if you're with somebody that's not exactly what you really want, then have the guts to leave and go and pursue what you really want, because it's the only way you're going to be fulfilled and happy in life. If you appreciate the value of these messages, there's a PayPal donate button on the Wibbia toolbar at the bottom. You can just press that and donate any amount anytime you watch a video or read an article or an ebook or something that you get a nugget of knowledge from. And you go, that was pretty powerful, Corey. That really completely changes the way I look at things. Go ahead and reward me. Is it worth $1, $5, $10, $50, $30? I mean, whatever amount that you feel is equal to the value that you received. At the very least, just click on one of the share buttons that's also in the Wibbia bar and share it on any of your social networks. And if you have a question you'd like me to answer in one of these coaching newsletters, just click on the email address that you see on the screen there in the paragraph of the article and give me a few days and I will get back to you. Have a great day.